What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Game Day with Trey, man. This is your host, Trey. This is my son, Tristan.
What's up, everybody?
And we are here to bring you guys a live reaction real quick on what exactly occurred last night between the Miami Heat and the Denver Nuggets. So, Tristan.
Yeah.
If you go off of the thumbnail that I got up there right now, right? Mm-hmm. It says Chess Masters at Work. Okay, and you got Eric Spoelstra on the right-hand side and Michael Malone on the left. Mm-hmm. Is this really a chess match, and who's winning it right now? I mean, the numbers say 1-1, but, you know, those were some major adjustments that led to kind of, you know, big things.
Personally, I think it is a chess match, and I think Spoelstra has the advantage right now because Mike Malone could have had his boys call a timeout last night. They had it. All they needed was a three. They could have called timeout.
Yeah, I think that was a vital mistake on behalf of not just the coaching staff, but Jamal Murray too. You know, for Jamal Murray to take that shot, okay, it doesn't surprise me. He's a big shot maker. All right. But at the end of the day, when you got Jokic wide open right there next to you, you know what I mean? Like wide open. Jokic went last night 2 for 5? 2 for 5 from 3. So, I mean, he made 41 points. He probably would have made that 3. Mm-hmm. And then it might have been a different game. That kind of reminded me of a couple shots that Kobe used to take back in the day. Because at the end of the day, man, you got Jokic wide open over there with his hands out like this, okay? And Jamal Murray's over here dancing with the ball, getting ready to take one of the most horrible final shots you could take. You know, I honestly feel like Jamal Murray, even though he did come out and in the second quarter, Jamal Murray came out and stepped up. He put him on a nice big run after he came back with that thunderous dunk on the fast break that he got fouled on. Then in the fourth quarter, okay, it was back to Jokic. But in the third quarter, third quarter, it was back to Jokic. And then fourth quarter, it was back to Murray. Mm-hmm. Okay, so at the end of the day, man, Murray was playing. He might only put up 18 points, but he was playing some good ball last night. Mm-hmm. The game was very close for the score to come out to be 111 to 108. Mm-hmm. Like, man, that's a thin margin, guys. Very thin margin.
I have to agree. I personally don't know how Miami got the game. Whenever Cody Zeller was out there, I think it's Cody, it might be Tyler.
Yeah, it's Cody.
Whenever Cody Zeller was out there, he could not guard Jokic. Mm-hmm. It was some of the worst basketball to watch.
Worse than when Gabe Vincent was out there on him multiple times.
Gabe Vincent was giving his all into it, though.
Yeah, he was. He was fighting. But, boy, he was getting manhandled.
He should have tried to draw some charges.
He was trying. He tried to set the feet. That's Jokic, man. That's Yoke. You know what I mean? White Wilt. You know?
But speaking of Gabe Vincent, he's one of the reasons why Miami won. Mm-hmm. Right now, he's second in Finals MVP rankings somehow.
Somehow, some way.
But Bam's third. That's another story.
Yeah. Well, Bam's third because he had 2 20-point games.
Yeah.
That's a lot for Bam. 20 points is a lot.
Yeah.
When you're dealing with somebody like Bam Adebayo. Yeah, he's going to give you rebounds, and they facilitate the offense through him. Mm-hmm. Really, because the difference between Bam Adebayo on offense and Jokic. Okay, so Jokic takes the ball and he passes somebody open. But with Bam Adebayo and with the Miami Heat offense, it's really not Bam passing anybody open. It's more dribble handoff type stuff that's going on. Yeah. So really and truly, when you're looking at the matchups that they put out there, okay, because last night they put Kevin Love out there.
Mm-hmm. Putting him in the starting lineup, I think, was a good idea. Instead of Max Strus, I think. Or no, Max Strus started.
Max Strus started.
Who'd they
Gabe,
not Gabe.
Yeah, he started too. Starters.
Who they replace?
were Bam, Love, Butler, Vincent, Bam, and Struce.
Who do you replace then? Because he didn't start game 1, and he hasn't been starting
because they've been floating between Gabe Vincent starting and Max Struess starting, and I think whatchamacallit started what the hell is his name? Power forward. No, Highsmith started game 1.
Well, Kevin Love replacing him. Keep it on rest of the series. You need it.
I mean, you got to.
Have to.
You got to, and it's because Kevin Love, he's got not only does he have playoff experience, but he's an individual who's a big body who can move, can bang. You can kind of cover Aaron Gordon a little bit, which they need somebody to rock with Aaron Gordon because he's very physical. All right, but Love is going to get on them boards. No matter what, he's going to get on them boards. And every now and again, he can shoot the Trei ball squeeze. So they've made this matchup a very interesting chess match right now. I'm really looking to see what Mike Malone does to parry this, but there's really not a lot of things that went completely wrong for them last night. I mean, when you look at the fact that Miami barely won, but they had 3 players that scored 20 points, which is what they seem to be needing. That's like the magic elixir for Miami. Is you got 3 players with 20 plus points, they will usually win the game, and it's because of their defense. But man, Jokic got the 41 points. Murray was 2 points away from 20 points. Had he hit that 3, he would have had 21 points, and then it went to overtime, and you had a whole nother game to play.
The reason why Miami won last night is Duncan Robinson. 10 points, all of them came in the 4th, though. Those were the crucial buckets that mattered. He got them.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for that, it wouldn't have gone the way it did.
Man, he couldn't even get off a shot, before that. All his shots were taken and made in the 4th quarter, brother. So at the end of the day, what you're looking at with that man is clutch. That's clutch. That's what you get from Duncan Robinson. You get clutch. So we're headed back to Miami, and it's going to be a dogfight. The question is, who y'all taking? Let us know in the comments what y'all think. Who you believe is next up in this series to take advantage of what's been going on out there. All right. Do you honestly feel like Jimmy Butler is the guy who can take this team to the next level when he's really only scoring 20 points a game? Do you honestly think that this is not going to be matched in this next game? Like they're not going to come out with a new game plan?
I think they are.
But
at the same time, Denver's game plan doesn't change very much. It's always been similar, even when Jamal Murray was hurt.
Because they had to lean on Jokic. When you got to lean on somebody like they do, and they run their whole offense through them, like last night, as an example, okay, just to call out who did what in which quarter. Okay, first quarter, you got at 21 points to 10 points. So Miami's up 21-10. Jokic decides to take over the game. Remember, Miami started off the game on a 7-0 run from the very beginning of the game. They started off the game with a 7-0 run. So they already had a lead. It turned it to 21-10. Once it got to 21-10 and ballooned up to that high, that's when Jokic decided to step up and say, I'm not passing this ball no more, and I'm going to take it to the rack. Well, that worked for them because it got them back in the game. Because then you go into the second quarter. At the end of the first quarter, the score was 26 to 21. Miami was up by 5. All right, but then you get to the second quarter. Denver took the lead for the first time ever, 30-29, and they really held that lead all the way to the end of the quarter, man. Score was 57-51, Denver up, and Murray had a huge quarter in that second quarter. So then we get to the third quarter. All right, third quarter is when Gabe Vincent came out, and he hit a clutch 3-pointer at the beginning of the third quarter, all right, just to get them back in the fight. Like, when I say in the fight, I'm not saying like as if they were out of the fight, but Denver had been making a big run. Denver had came back. They had to come back just to get it to the point that it was at that point, and really close the gap between that lead and put it down to a 6-point lead at half.
Mm-hmm.
So now we get to the end of the third quarter. In the third quarter, score is Denver 83, Miami 75. All right, so we're going into the fourth quarter, and Jokic attempted to take it over in the third quarter, but how much did he really take it over if it ended in a score so close?
Mm-hmm.
That's why he only ended up with the 4 assists. The majority of his turnovers really came over in that third quarter. Then you get into the fourth quarter. Once again, it's the Jokic and Murray show. All right, there's really nobody else really showing up. Bruce Brown hit a 3, I believe, either at the end of the third quarter or going into the fourth quarter, somewhere around there. Mm-hmm. And then, man, Miami roared back. Mm-hmm. Okay, and the biggest problem was that as Miami's defense was tightening up around the necks of Denver was getting caught up in trying to match the score versus trying to find or create a stop. Okay, if anyone watched the podcast previous to this, when you understand that me and Face got on here and we said that in order for Miami to win, they have to first learn how to create offense and it has to be more fast break offense, kind of. That way they can get back, or transition offense, so they can get back on defense and get in their sets, which they did. Okay. The second thing we said is you got to let Jokic score and make everybody else beat you. Okay. That means getting in passing lanes. That means not coming with a direct double team to Jokic all the time. Sometimes just letting him go one-on-one with whoever it switches off on. That's why you saw Gabe Vincent and the rest of the team, but mainly Gabe Vincent, okay, getting mudded on TV. You know what I mean? But yeah, that shot at the end of the game, it comes back to that shot at the end of the game. So when we're talking about adjustments that need to be made, if you're Denver, what adjustment do you really need to make? You only lost by 3 points.
Mm-hmm. None really. It falls down on not calling that timeout.
Yep.
That's what it falls down on. There's really no adjustments to be made. Mm-hmm. But my question for you comes in Miami. Do they need Tyler Hero? Because right now, it's coming out that he still has soreness in his hand after shooting. And he personally doesn't want to come back because he doesn't want to ruin the team's rhythm.
Mr. Hero, if you are watching, please, Miami needs you. It's not about you actually executing at a high level out there, okay? I'll tell y'all a story. So, years ago, I'm working. My back goes out. I couldn't do anything, okay? I'm home. And my boss calls me. He's like, hey, why don't you just come in and just sit in the chair or whatever you can do to be comfortable? Because at the end of the day, it's not your body we need. And I was working in a position at that point where it was my body that they needed. You know, it really wasn't my mind that I was getting paid. Well, of course, they were using my mind, but they were paying me for my body at that point still. Mm-hmm. Okay. So my point is that there's points in times where a real leader, okay, of a team, all right, doesn't physically have to do anything. Mm-hmm. It's his mere presence, because he has to be there to make certain decisions that other people don't want to make, okay, or problem solve. And last night, it came down to a bad decision in problem solving. That was really like a brain fart for Jamal Murray. I understand that he got caught up in the moment, but you can't get caught up in the moment. This is the NBA Finals. You have to make the smart play, not the fancy play, not the play that's going to get you replayed over and over and over. you never noticed that there's a whole finals. I mean, there's an end of a finals where Michael Jordan passes the ball to Kerr, and Kerr hits the three. Okay, he doesn't take the shot. Michael Jordan could have took the shot, but he passed it to Kerr because that was the smart basketball play. Even Michael Jordan can pass the ball. You know, so if even Michael Jordan can pass the ball, I'm pretty sure Mike Malone is going to get at Jamal Murray about not passing the ball and not calling timeout. You're the point guard. The ball is in your hands. So everything was running exactly the way Denver wanted it to run at the end of that game. They just did not close the deal. And that could be the difference between Denver and Miami. Because at the end of the day, when you're dealing with Miami, you're not just dealing with Spoelstra. You're dealing with the Miami Heat culture. They raise their young like Spartans. Okay. They're out to kill and they're not playing. They teach them from very, very, very young. As you can see, they have undrafted free agents. So that means that they ingratiate their players into their system, and really they become that system. Okay. Everybody on Miami has confidence and everybody plays with intelligence. The only player on Miami that would have took that kind of shot would have been Jimmy Butler, and I still highly doubt he would have took that shot. Yeah. I think he would have passed that ball. Yeah, he took the three the other year when he was on the fast break, and he probably shouldn't have took that three when he took the fast break, but they lived and died with him, and that's the way you got to do. Just like Jamal Murray lived and died last night with Jokic, and Jokic lived and died with Jamal Murray. You didn't see Jamal Murray crying when Jokic was taking all them shots, just like you didn't see Jokic at the end of the game drop his shoulders or cry or say anything about it when Jamal Murray took the shot. You're dealing with two non-American born players. All right. You're dealing with a Canadian and I think a Serbian. Okay. So you're dealing with two individuals that do not embrace, or no, I'm sorry, don't, it's not that they don't embrace, but they don't come from a culture that is on some me time. You know what I mean? They come from a culture that is more on some we time. And we died together is how they felt last night. It's going to be on Mike Malone to answer, though. Well, that's it, y'all. I hope y'all had a good show. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, share. All right. And be on the lookout because we will be giving you guys a prediction on what's about to happen in this series, as well as keep hitting you up with more NBA news and around the NFL. So look out for your team and be easy, man. Have a blessed day, everybody. Stay safe.
See you.
Peace.